Utah, when I was a boy, everybody knew what a downwinder was. We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Twin Gate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Twin Gate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen. It will never happen. We cannot have a meltdown.
Well, good morning. Glad you people come out of your dogma snuggies. You can put down the dogma burgers for a few minutes, have your coffee. I know it's early, 8 a.m. Pacific genocide time. Of course, it's Pacific genocide time all over the world, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're in the throes of the great, epic Western drought. The great, epic Pacific genocide. We're in the throes of it, right in the dead heart of it, and no one's even talking about it. This is the most abstract, bizarre thing maybe in human history. I mean, as the Danes that Hans Christian Andersen wrote about this, The Emperor's New Clothes, I don't think he could ever hypothesize The Emperor's New Clothes on Balco. This is the most insane time in human history. We're in the throes of the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history, right dead in the heart of it. And I love how everybody will watch YouTube or whatever, and then they'll steal my language all over, because I'm always early. I'm always the first one, because I eat, sleep, drink, and that's what leukemia will do to a guy. That's what being nuked from birth will do to your brain. That's what makes you hate these guys and the passion, and I try to overcome the hate and try to freaking enlighten myself. And they just steal. Wasserman's stealing all my language. I mean, I see Common Dreams. The F word now they're saying. I wonder where they got that. Don't say they ever. I mean, all these things, they just regret. None of them are about to give me any credit, because that's how sick the old establishment. Let me tell you something about the old anti-nuclear establishment. It's gonzoed. I mean, these rats, these trolls, I mean, what is the matter with these panty painters? What is the matter with these people? They think it's cliche. They think it's a club. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. It's gone. These people are nuts. They want to still go in the same old language in the same old way. When are they going to realize how we got the fuck beat out of us? Not a little bit. We got crushed. We got our heads caved in. I mean, this was the greatest loss in human history. Bar none. We lost. We beyond lost. We got destroyed. It's unbelievable how bad we got destroyed. We never won one single fight. Not a one. I mean, how did we lose? I'll tell you how it lost. It wasn't the other side. The team didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. We beat ourselves down because everybody in their subconscious, they went right on their team. I mean, the old beatniks that I knew, the old so-called hippies, the old so-called, they weren't anything. They didn't dress up their kids and put dress ups on. I put a peace sign in there. Yeah. These fuckers were so abstract, off the grid in every way. I mean, off the grid. They never paid 1 fucking cent taxes to anybody. They lived, they bartered with each other. They were fucking craftsmen for the most part. Builders. I mean, fucking exchanging. I mean, these fuckers were hardcore, intense as really hardcore, intense. Amazing. So, what did we do? I mean, the establishment. And Helen Keller's got the thumbprint of that. She's made millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions. And she is not anti-nuclear. Kevin Camp's freaking out, coming right to his face, he wasn't anti-nuclear. John Hurley himself, that's the line, the head of the National Press Corps, when I was giving my speech at the Million Mass March in the inauguration 2013, told me right to my face. He knows Kevin Camp personally. He says, Kevin Camp and his wife are Beltway. He's a Beltway dude. You know he's a Beltway dude. Want to be in the club. He says, they're the most wannabes I've ever met, he says. That you can't go to an inside Beltway party. They're not there. They're always there. I'm way up here on top of the mountain, getting a look at how dry this lake is. And I mean, this is how ignorant people. I call my buddy. I said, looks like another fire over there by your place over there. He's an old transplanted California. You know, these guys come and put on cowboy boots, buy a couple horses and shit. Yeah, this is novelty. I'm a cowboy. I'm a farmer. I got 6 acres and a fucking horse. Fuck, please. It's just, that's the same thing with the fucking whole Western romance of the farmer and the rancher, the cowboy. Fuck, I grew up with the real ones. My great-grandparents are the biggest fucking ranchers in the fucking entire Great Basin. The biggest ones. Ike Potter's fucking last living granddaughter is my grandmother. You should have seen their place in Idaho. I mean, they ranch fucking millions of acres in multiple states. You know, it wasn't the fucking way where they just put fucking 80 cows on 30 acres and destroyed the fucking landscape. I mean, when I was a kid, the fucking farm kids and the ranch kids all had long hair, smoked weed. I mean, fuck, they weren't fucking putting on tight fucking Wranglers and, I ain't gonna quit you, I'm a cowboy and hairspray. Can you imagine? Fuck, I tell everybody, fuck, you think about our grandpas wearing hairspray? So this fucker, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, that's just some farmer business field. I says, you that fucking stupid? Do you realize how fucking dry we are? There ain't no farmer bulls in no fucking field in this fucking epic drought that we're in. Oh, sure shit. Again, over here on the fucking other side. Day before on that side. You got fucking guys. This time of year, a lot of fucking people traditionally have burned. They clean up their yards. This is September. Well, this ain't your father's September. This ain't your grandfather's September. Record temperatures day in, day out. No water. It's a tinderbox. So they go about their own behavior because they're fucking stupid. And they're like, they have no connection with the earth, but they just fucking routine. So they're out there burning a few weeds or whatever. Fuck, boom, pow. The old lake bed where it was lake isn't lake anymore, so it's fucking marsh and it's burning. And it goes up, and it goes up right fucking now. I mean, it explodes into the atmosphere. That's how fucking dry this western United States is. So another one over there on the north side. You know, on the Box Elder County fucking side. You know, firemen come in there and fucking, you know, they call the fire department, they surround it and get it out. But we're in the middle of the great western fucking drought, which I named the Pacific Genocide, which is all caused by Fukushima. And people can argue with me, and they'll argue with me because they're fucking stupid. You know, we've got this dogma, and what is the byproduct of dogma burgers? You keep eating this dogma burger. Dogma burger, number one, diarrhea of the mouth is one of the main symptoms, but number two is death. Dogma will kill you. You know, get a gun, buy some fucking shiny yellow fucking rocks out of the earth, and that's going to save you. Get some silver and clip it off. Take it to the store, because that's what they're going to do. Look, those old beatniks and those old fucking historic fucking people that got this, that were completely off the grid, they sure weren't gold holders, and they sure weren't silver holders. They used to laugh at that shit. They didn't worship the golden calf. They would trade their services. They all knew how to do stuff, you know, whatever it be. And they were workers. They would go fucking, you know, hey, need this. That's what they did. I knew a lot of them. They were fucking incredible. You call them a redneck. You know, what they termed them fucking redneck, because they were real rednecks. Fuck, I mean, A lot of them had long hair, whatever, but fuck, they were fucking workers, man. And, you know, they built their own homes. They fucking grew their own food. They fucking traded. If they had to hitchhike around, they would fucking, you know, help somebody out, do whatever they fucking could do, what their skill was. I mean, a lot of these women were incredible sewers. I mean, they would make clothes. I mean, I remember my old friend, Seeger, he was amazing. His wife, who's still alive, I mean, and his crowd, and then what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name, lived down here in Ogden. All his clothes, his wife made. Well, you know, and another thing I want to talk about this as far as marriage goes. They were smart. They're like, why would we ever go to a courthouse and have the fucking state get involved in our marriage? And then they got us. They knew better. They had what they call hippie weddings. Before that, they called them beatnik weddings or whatever. That's what I had. You got married. You know, you wrote your own vows, you did everything, you had a ceremony just like everybody else, but you kept the state out of it. It's like gay marriage. Everybody's all gung-ho about gay marriage. You know, I'm like, I'm against all marriage. Why should why should the fucking state be involved in a marriage? They shouldn't. Because it's just a way to fucking enslave you. It's what, and they says, well, you know, our pensions, our benefits, everything. Fuck. You fall for that shit? You fall for that shit when you get older, I'll get a Social Security check. Well, fuck them. It's like when I got fucking AML leukemia. AML leukemia patients go right to the top, to the day. I mean, right to the top, because 90-something% are going to be dead. They know that. This is how evil this place is. I mean, here we're spending hundreds of trillions of dollars on bombs. You know, do you realize, and a lot of people don't know this, did you know the bank bailout that the bankers got is the equivalent to $50,000 per man, woman, and child in this country? Think about that. So the benefits that go to, you're never going to get 50. I mean, that's the thievery. The military complexes and their bomb building, you know how much money they blow over years a day? Yet that we can't have a minimum standard of living here. My thing is, if there's no jobs, they send all our jobs to fucking China. So what are people doing? Their careers have been ruined. Like my stucco business, like so many guys. You know, started at 15, 16, built these. What are these guys going to do? Redefine themselves at 50? They can't. They allow the exploitation of illegal labor. Come in here and just gut these fucking industries. Takes all the barriers in. It takes a long time to be a craftsman. It takes many years and hard work and skill. They gutted it. They took it all away. That's why you have fake rock, fake stucco, fake fucking Venetian plat, fucking your shit fucking mansion, and just false equivalency fucking equity. This debt bubble is going to burst. This debt binge that we've been on, this country's on a debt binge from hell. And it's all fake, and it's all a facade. It's all a fucking masquerade party, and everybody fucking knows it. They won't talk, but they just go along, pop their pills, and they're all ultra-competitive in their fucking ugly fake house that they're buried in. Now, I'm going to talk about this. So you build this house, and they changed the rules in the early 90s on how the appraisal fucking system works, which is so corrupt. It's all corrupt. You get a crooked mortgage broker, which there's tons of them around here, these corrupt fuckers, which they all should have went to prison. Every one of them. I can name them all off here. And they walked. A lot of them went to prison in Nevada. I mean, these crooks. So, they all walk. So, what they did, they changed the appraisal process to the square footage. So, guys would build a bigger and bigger house, you know, cheaper and cheaper, finished basements. So, the more the appraisal would come in based on square footage, which is total fucking bullshit. It's not the reality. And people have suckered into it and bought these houses way too fucking much money. So, and these guys have just used it, and they perpetuate, build a bigger and bigger and bigger house. But eventually, and then they're like, they look at and why did they allow that to go on? Because they knew they sent all the jobs to China. They knew they gutted the fucking tax base. The tax base that the working class always has. They knew they gutted it. The only tax base that exists in this country, which is fucking tearing this country apart, is property tax. So, as real estate values, more property tax. These municipalities are fucking getting all this fucking money. That's why they hire more police. That's why they fucking give all these firemen who do nothing. These firemen don't do anything. I've got friends that are fucking New York City firemen. They went on a call in decades. They don't do nothing. Nothing. Zero. And so, they know that, and they just get, you know, we would like to, you raise up to the flag, The fucking slave fucking basketball game and the football game is the slaves are on the ring and they've all fun it. Johnny, you're going to play in the NBA. You're going to be freaking King James. Cinderella, you keep dancing and being cheerleader. I'll never forget it. My daughters, incredible, beautiful females, amazing females. And I'll tell you right now, my beautiful designer daughter in Paris, she'll tell you right now, that was one of the most horrible times of my life, Dad, when I was in high school, when I was, cheerleaders on the drill team. I'll never forget it. These young girls in Utah learn to dance, which is important. I think it's important that, your children are in the fabric of the society. I'm all for youth athletics, not to win, to mingle among their peers and become friends. And the parents ruin it. The parents fucking ruin it. So we go at Weber State. At halftime, they're performing at halftime in the slave basketball games. And the corrupt fucking... I want to talk about this too. I'll tie this in. The worst college football program in the United States, look it up, is Weber State University. They've won like 3 home games in 5 years. They got caught cheating. These women in the testing center taking the test for the athletes. Now you think about this. Now I just want to think how you can develop a culture of cheating, which our university with my Twitter account was cloned. My YouTube was a clone. Somebody stole my Social Security number. I got notifications from my bank, from the IRS, from the university. So using my Social Security number snooping around. How did they come up with that? I don't know, but it's fucking outrageous. That's called identity theft. Fucking unbelievable. The radio show calling won't work anymore. I've been fucking attacked. I can't believe how hardcore attacked. I knew. I predicted it. When I went to Europe, I wouldn't be able to guard my sites. And these fucking monsters, which I don't think the fucking nuclear industry has to fucking pay me. It's just fucking where we live in a culture of haters. That's all. It's just a culture of fucking haters who can't handle the truth. They don't want the truth. They live in their facade fairy tale. So anyway, this university, the cheatingest fucking football program, they get caught fucking blatantly cheating over and over and over and over. And they still the worst fucking... think about that. It's so my daughters, they're dancing at halftime. These beautiful young girls here in Utah. And the song they're dancing to is My Sharona. I always tell my ex-wife all the time. She'd laugh. I says, let's go watch the future pole swingers. She'd fucking get so pissed at me. Oh my God, I can't. I says, it's true. These young women grow up in Utah. They're incredibly beautiful. They're taught to be beautiful. Utah's full of beautiful females when they're young. They get the fuck out of here. You go to Las Vegas. I just want you to go. Go there. There's been documentary after documentary and done it, and a lot of them have come from these Mormon bishops that are sexually molested. You go there, all the strippers are Utah girls. All the prostitutes, the escorts are fucking Mormon girls. So it's like this spring that, they head to Vegas, that's what they come because it's such a fucking sick culture, what Mormonism is fucking involved into. It's a hairspray masquerade party. Now, not all of them, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of beautiful fucking Mormons here that are really great. There's plenty of them, but not many. Most of them. So I go up to the girl. I'm friends with the girl, By the way, she ended up having an affair with the football coach. Fuck, you can't make this shit up. And he was a piece of shit named Monkers. I would like to knock that fucking piece of shit out. Her husband, who I know, I'm right up here where he died. He was a roofing contractor. I love that kid. We were friends. If he'd have found out, he didn't know. He would have killed that fucker. He got stung by a fucking bee in the throat. and he kept his benzene in thing. He was allergic to bee stings, and the ETMs fucking showed up, had no benzene. Then another ATM showed up. This is how crazy. But give them all give them all a raise, and let's stand up in front of the football game and say, oh, the local firefighters and the ETMs and these fucking, police department heroes and military heroes, and we're going to be flag wavers. This country won't fucking flag. That's all come past post-war, this flag waving bullshit, this nation building bullshit. They're not heroes. And they didn't have any. He fucking died. He was young. He was fucking a tragic, horrible death. She was having an affair with the football coach. So I go up to her and I'm like, you got my daughters actually fucking dancing in fucking public in a crowd in my Sharona. Yeah, what's wrong with that? You ever listen to the words of the song? Do you know what the song's about? Do you have any idea? What? I mean, please, it's obvious. It's about his dick. He wrote the song about his dick. He called his own dick his Sharona. I mean, down my thigh, Sharona. I mean, listen to the fucking words. I said, are you nuts? Oh, my God, really, Kevin? Do you not listen? It's just like all the lyrics to music. It's like Born in the USA. Remember when Reagan was using Born in the USA? Do you know how anti-American that fucking song is? Anti-America, America Vespucci. As that moron, what's her name, that fucking moron, Sarah Palin? I mean, that's got to be one of the dumbest individuals ever fucking walked. She gives her speech the other day, oh, these immigrants need to speak American. What, America Vespucci? America Vespucci, when she was asked, well, do you know who America Vespucci was? She says, oh, didn't Glenn Rice give that to me in the fucking 80s? Yeah, look that up. I mean, it's so abstract, these phony things. It's like the pastor comes out, he's on Ashley Madison. Josh, your guy, I mean, they're all fucking it's a masquerade party. What do you think all the hairspray's about? So here we're in the greatest ecological catastrophe. And so because in the Rocky Mountain region, the Mormon church drank the Kool-Aid. The Mormon church, when I grew up, the Mormon church, I mean, where I grew, Utah was a state, believe it or not. It was a swing state. I mean, some of the greatest progressives that ever in the history of fucking this country lived here. It was rich, it was progressive, it was dynamic, and so was the Mormon church. Believe it or not. So what happened? In 1980, the whole country drank the Kool-Aid. The fucking whole propaganda machine went to work. Reagan, their puppet. Remember, he was a Democrat from California who was most likely gay. I mean, let's get real. Ronald Reagan was probably gay as fucking gay. And they said, oh, God, gay men have kids? Please. Fuck, come to Utah. I can show you thousands of them. That's what they do. Travolta they call it their beard. I mean, fuck. Travolta has kids. John Travolta is probably one of the most gay human beings in the history of mankind. And so, see you there? Got a lot of background noise. So anyway, as we're going along, this masquerade party, so they drank the Kool-Aid. So climate change is one of their babies. Red pill, blue pill. We've divided up in this country on every single issue. So it's climate change denial. No, we can argue till the cows come home on fucking what is caused, but it doesn't matter. Does it really matter? What matters is it's happening right here, right now. Oh, what can we do about it now? Well, number one, warn your populace. Talk about it. Talk about it so when these dust storms epically blow across, so these hillbillies ain't out lighting fucking fires this time of year when they normally do that. Hey, put out a fucking warning on KSLK because people still watch local news for the weather reports. People still fucking go run to CNN or Fox News, which blows my mind. But even our community. When I reported that the fucking we caught that fucking flash on May 20th, 2014. Janet and I caught that flash on the live cam and put it out there, and everybody arguing. They were still running to mainstream it. Well, I haven't seen any fucking just like the meltdown of Sendai, which I know for a fact they had a partial meltdown of Sendai. I mean, it's as obvious, nose on your face. Restart up. They come out and admit it. They backed up the restart up for fucking 6 days. Come out and admit it. The typhoon hit it while it was in restart up, and they fucking got full of seawater. That's a fucking guaranteed lock. You're in a restart up on a nuclear reactor. The fucking restart up fucking tubing of the fucking restart gets full of seawater. You're going to have them. That's a lock. That's a 100% guaranteed. There's no backup system in place. Now, how they handle it? Just the same way they handle it. Just let a fucking leak like San Onofre until we get caught and let the media expose this, which the media did expose in the San Onofre with my help from the fucking. I had the field. because I'm screaming my head off, Fukushima's going to give you leukemia. Then I got leukemia. And people were like, oh my God, it was so compelling. The whole world's fucking watching. The people that really, the movers and the shakers in this fucking movement in the anti-nuclear, they're paying attention big time. Here's Kevin Blanch going crazy. He's been fighting San Onofre for years with a central line hanging out his jugular vein in a bone marrow transplant, fighting for his life, fucking fighting Blue Castle, telling us that San Onofre's got fucking a leak and cheating. He's got pictures to prove it. Fucking, well, Channel 10 down there and Channel fucking 8 actually reported it in San Diego. It would have never happened. You would have never known. You would have never known, just like I said. How are you going to know? I mean, they got fucking so sealed up. So I tell this girl they're dancing to my Sharona. What? Huh? That's the world we live in. So they drank the Kool-Aid. So you got all this fucking Great Basin that we live in, and I'm here to tell you, I'm up here way up on the mountain looking out over the lake right now. I'm right up here, you know. This is my place. This is where I grew up. I've been here my whole life. You know, I was a stucco contractor for years, you know. I mean, when I was fucking on Wall Street, fucking 90% of the work I did right here on a computer screen. You know, this is my place. You know, I know. I'm here. I know that we're in the middle of an ecological catastrophe. The Great Basin's such a huge piece of the western United States. Water drains right behind my house into the fucking Great Salt Lake. The driest, and we're not talking the driest since the white boys been here. White boys ain't been here but since fucking 1840s, you know, a little bit before that. You know, you had the explorers. You know, I like now they're trying to fucking give the fucking, there's billboards. This is how they're trying to rewrite history. The Mormons are really going all, doubling down. They blew up my grandfather's marker at Old Town, took it down. I really got into it with them. They'd taken it down at the Capitol because that's the guy that found the gold of Sue. They were socialists. They were communists. They called them communists for 100 years. Even when I was a boy, it still existed. They're merchants, everything. They were fucking communists. They were fucking way past socialism. I mean, it was 100% redistribution of wealth through their community. That's what it was. It was taboo to make more money than the other person. It was the levelers. They don't want to hear that shit. They drank in the fucking, you know, I'm going to be wealthy, the Queen's Kool-Aid. The Mormon Church was paid to do it. I could prove it. So were the evangelicals. Jesus died so I could be rich bullshit. So they can't talk about climate change. They refuse. They cover their eyes, they cover their ears, but they, nah. When we're in the middle of the greatest epic Western drought in fucking history. And then this fuckhead, Nico Kako, I'd like to knock that motherfucker out. That piece of fucking shit. He goes on. He's lost his fucking mind. You do know that. These fucking so-called scientists, these so-called nuclear physicists, you're going to be a nuclear... People think that it's some kind of... You've got this super high IQ brain to be a nuclear physicist. Are you kidding me? Fucking Einstein said it. He laughed at those fuckers. He made fun of them. What a fucking primitive way to fucking boil water. All the other water boilers. How long fucking they've been boiling water on Earth? Millions of years. That's right, millions of years. You build a fire and you fucking put water on it. Fucking hold it in anything and fucking heat it up. That's all it is. So they've got you thinking that these guys are brilliant. They're fucking crackpots. They're lunatics. They're fucking wackos. Miko Kato is insane. He's nuttier than a fucking fruitcake. You know, he gives his rants. I've stood right there at the new school, right there with him. And he gives his rant about his virtual pets. You ever heard him go off on his virtual pet, Luluville? It's like fucking Farrakhan. You know, Farrakhan used to have the fucking Phil, which Farrakhan's one of the guys that fucking had Malcolm fucking murdered. You know, he should be sitting in a prison cell. And he has this brilliant mind. Fucking Louis Farrakhan's a genius. No doubt about it. He's brilliant. But then he goes into fucking alien. You heard him when he goes into up in outer space in this giant space station. And that's where they go because they're fucking crazy. Nico Lukaku's nuttier than fuck. He goes, I'm on my walk in the Central Valley. I'm right there in the fucking center of the throws. I'm fucking up above Monterey. I just happened to go into a fucking coffee shop when I got into Carmel. They got Good Morning America on. I'm watching, there's Nico. I'm like, what the fuck's he got to say today? Talking about the drought in California. He says, well, you know, California was always nothing but a desert. It was nothing but sand dunes. And that's what we're going to know about the earth is rose up 4 fucking inches because the drought's that epic and that bugs around. You know, it's just the way it always was. Don't worry. He's a fucking liar. That's total bullshit. Yeah, there were mega fucking sand dunes in California. They still are in the Central Valley. Monterey Bay, you go into the Central Valley, Moss Landing, but what's mixed in with those? All this water off the fucking giant fucking Great Basin in the western United States on this side of the fucking Continental Divide. It all drains there, and then the marshes and the estuaries open up. And they marsh, and they dump in those great, incredible estuaries. You know, ask Don Quixote, read the Spanish explorers. This goes back fucking hundreds of millions of years. Oh, none of the water gets there. They dammed it all up. So it really is going to turn into a desert. And so, oh, that's okay, Miko says. That's okay, he says. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one iota. No, that doesn't matter one bit that it's going to turn into a desert. There's 50 million people on any given day in California. Well over 50 million. There's 42 million census people living in California. It's a big place, by the way. How many people are on there on vacation on any given day? It's the number one tourist attraction on the face of the earth. And they're not going down there to go to Disneyland, which they are. My kids fucking love to go to Disney, my grandkids. You know, I'm not going to stop them. I don't want them, you know, but I don't let them go in the ocean. They go to see the Pacific Ocean. That's what people want to go see. They want to see that beautiful, mighty blue lake. I mean, they take that away from our children. They want to swim in it. They want to surf in it. They want to fucking, of course, it's all cliche now. They'll drive on the fucking beaches of Pismo. Fuck, I know that fucking geography so fucking well and so fucking good. Have my whole life. Because I know where the beauty is. You know, I don't get caught up in towns and names and piers. I just know it by geographical landscape. I know when I get to this one point and I go to this cove and the next point and then the next. I know where the leopard seals roam. I know where the fucking elephant seals lie. I know where the fucking, you'll find the humpbacks. I know all that along the coast of California. It's spectacular. They're fucking killing it. My God, the mighty blue lady at the Mother's Heart, they're murdering it. The nuclear industry. Diablo Canyon has been there since what, the early 80s? We fought it. And think about this, Moonbeamer Brown fucking fought it. He was one of us that fought it when he was fucking governor the first time, back when he used to be the real deal. Now he's drank the Kool-Aid. He's phony as they get. They're all bought and paid for because they're in the club. They go to their little cocktail parties or whatever their fucking club and their clique is, you know, and try to contemporize each other. And it's all false equivalency, you know, to fucking outdo each other, you know, with their hairspray and their fucking, you know, their plastic fucking slides with their fake breasts, their Botox, their whole fucking thing. You know, on their 15 houses, bigger fucking houses, more swimming pools they'll never use, rooms that they never visit, exploiting, you know, building this great big thing. It's like Al Gore. Think about Gore. He's green. You've seen, you know, and he stands down in the fucking thievery of the election. And then he becomes board of directors on Apple and Google. You seen his house? He fucking rapes not one but two females in San Francisco, massage therapists. I mean, violently. And he gets away with it. Bird's fucking great-great-great-grandson. I mean, these fuckers are sick. They're fucking sick. And America's populace is sick. They've gone along with these usury-based economies. The Queen's back. The Queen rules for the longest city monarchy in history, and they're all gung-ho. No Queen, no media. I mean, the British invasion. You look at the news desk of CNN. You look at the news desk of fucking Fox. Fox is run right out of the House of Windsor. Look at the new head of the fucking CBS news desk. They're all British. The British invasion. They're all placed out of Murdoch's fucking thing. They're all Fox News now. I mean, mission accomplished. The propaganda out of the Queen's mouthpiece. This country was the great anti-royal country. The great aberration that fought back against the fucking royals. And now we're all fucking in. We've become nothing but the English-British colony again. I mean, history repeating itself. We're a British colony. Do not kid yourself. The special relationship. We're the Queen's fucking military colony. We're over there bombing the fuck out of Syria. Look, when I was in Vienna and Budapest and Slovakia and the Czech Republic, I'm on the train, okay? I'm going from Budapest to Prague, going through Slovakia. The guy gets on the fucking train, sits right by me. This fucker has got a black eye so bad. He's an older guy. He's older than me. You can tell. He looks like an old farmer. You know, and you can tell he's real quiet. I mean, he's bloody as fuck. I mean, you can see he's just at the fuck. I mean, It was nasty. Eyes just full of blood, whatever. And I thought, so he speaks broken English. I start talking to him. He's from Syria. He was telling me that a farmer, sure as fuck. Part of his family member's killed. He had the fuck beat out of him. We have a full-blown out fucking World War III is going on right now in that part of the world. I can't believe people don't know. The United States has come out and admitted we have CIA advisors in, the Ukraine. I mean, we're in Syria full-blown out, bombing the fuck out of people. Russia come out fucking 2 days ago and says it's common knowledge we have fucking people and fucking apparatus in Syria and in the Ukraine. It's the Royals having a fucking little spat. This is a game of risk to them. Putin and his fucking owners. The Queen and her fucking thing. It's just they got the fucking board out. It's like, is Obama playing checkers or chess? He's playing Monopoly. And he thinks he's getting in the club because Bill Clinton's watching. Bill Clinton went to him and says, hey, quit fighting these guys. Go along with it. You'll be rich like me. And make them think you're still a fucking Democrat and a progressive when you're a far-right fucking globalist right. I don't know what you call these fucking creepy monsters. In the club and you'll be rich. Bill Clinton brags about how much money he's made off the presidency. I mean, Bush says, I'm going to be just like Bill and do just like, I mean, he's already got the money. Fucking the Saudis gave him all the fucking money. But Barack Obama's already come out and said it. He gave a speech and says, I'm going to, post-presidency, I'm just going to follow the Clinton playbook. What do you think Trump's up to? Donald Trump's net worth is negative hundreds of millions of dollars. Anybody who has any fucking brain knows this. He gave his speech when he fucking foreclosed on everything at Atlantic City. His fucking, you look at his property all over. He exploits labor to the 10th power. He has a mail-order bride wife. What he's going to do, deport his own daughter? He's just a liar. He's a masquerade party. Think about the hair pulled up over the top. It's just a fucking facade. So he's working for the Clintons. He's working to get Hillary elected. You think about it. How many people is he pushing to vote for Hillary? Because if Hillary can't win, she wouldn't win without him. Everybody knows she's a crook. Everybody knows she's on the take as a Secretary of State. Look it up. She did it in public in the Czech Republic. Right in public. Westinghouse, who owns Westinghouse? Toshiba owns Westinghouse. Toshiba is the meltdown at freaking Fukushima. Everybody, it's blatant, right in your face. She says it. This is the Secretary of State. I didn't think Westinghouse was part of the government. So it's right there in your face. She's a crook. The New York Times even goes after her. She can't win without fucking Trump. Clinton and Trump are better. So here's the deal. Well, you know how much money I make on all these nuclear deals. Look what I made on Kazakhstan when all the antelope dropped dead. They gave me this bribe that I'm making hundreds of billions of dollars. Look at the Haiti fund. I'll get you out of debt. Okay, Donald, I can get you out of debt, for real. All your facade, you say you're a billionaire when we know your net worth is negative hundreds of millions of dollars. When you owe the banks a little bit of money, that's your fault. When you owe the banks a lot of money, that's the bank. Trump says it all the time. He's so far in debt up his yin yang, it's unbelievable. So he knows. He's a smart dude. Who could pull what he's pulled off? Negative, inherited wealth of your father. Real estate, just blow it. Grandstand. Think about, the beautiful Russian mail-order wife he's got. He's so sick talking about how he would hate his own daughter. He's a lunatic. But he's he's the slickest Willie who ever walked. He makes Bill Clinton look freaking like Bill Clinton, what a con man that dude. I'm the next John Kennedy. Who signed NAFTA? Who's got rid of Glass-Steagall? Clinton. Clinton got rid of Glass-Steagall. By the way, look up Glass-Steagall, Senator Glass-Steagall. Who's standing before? What really was? I knew Mariner personally. This guy is a fucking globalist rat, and you people still believe in him, that he's for labor. Obama's still for labor? What's fucking the TPP? Obama still represents the African-American community when his real name's Barry Dunham, raised a white guy in Kansas and in fucking Hawaii who named his own daughter Stanley. Made her go by their name Stanley. His real name is Barry Dunham. You go off Barry Salon or whatever you call him. No. That was the second husband's name. That's not his father. And the black guy who impregnated had nothing to do with them. So let me tell you, you're a young woman. Some guy cons you, impregnates you, you have a baby. Do you keep his last name? Hell no, you don't. You name him your last name. Her last name was Stanley Dunham. His name's Barry Dunham. He was raised by that arrogant fuckhead. His grandfather was one arrogant fucking prick. He named his only daughter Stanley. Please. Who does that? Made her go by Stanley till she was 19. She lived with them all the way, and she went to Hawaii when she was 19. She was brilliant. She was a genius. You don't think she had father issues? I want any of you young women, tell me, any of these young women, and I grew up in Utah. I know these young women who have father issues. You know, oh boy, do they have father issues. They end up in Vegas as prostitutes and fucking escorts and strippers. It's right next door. You don't think that girl had father issues? I mean, she had a major fight going with the parents when she was in Thailand. How do you think Barack Obama ended up in Hawaii as a 10-year-old? She was still alive and well. The parents took the child away because she was married to the abusive fucking Thailand father. He was abusing the fuck out of the fucking boy. And it was the mother. The mother put the fucking foot down. Says, oh, no. You're not leaving this child in that relationship down there with this abusive rat from Thailand, TPP. I mean, but how old was he when he started smoking cigarettes? He still smokes. I like how he goes on this grandstand, how he's healthy, and he's this, that. He still smokes cigarettes. So they take the child away, bring him back to Hawaii. The bank examiner, the banker, the mama, the grandma. I mean, wow. His mother was a downward. That's what happens to abused children. It's a perpetual, we all know this, it's factual. 99% of abusers came from abusive childhoods. I mean, it's amazing. So he's an abuser. You'd think his mother died of cancer at 52 years old. Same age when I got cancer. That's when downwinders get cancer. A lot of them get it right around 50s, 60s. A lot of them. Some earlier. Depends. You know, Scott Mousen, 52 years old, our governor of the state of Utah. What about him? Fuck, he'd roll over in his grave. He died of AML leukemia, the same thing I have. So many. You know? So, she gets, we know that Kansas, she grew up in Kansas. When they were doing the open air test in freaking Nevada. Blowing across southern Utah, growing across Oklahoma, growing across Kansas, Kansas took as much nuclear power to southern Utah. It's a fact, Richard Miller Under the Cloud. I knew Richard Miller. It's a book. You want to learn everything. It's like this map. You know, some people were regurgitating it along the internet, which that map belongs to Richard Miller. It's a brilliant piece. Out of, Leonard Bird re-put it in Folding Paper Cranes. Leonard Bird, that book will break your heart. Leonard Bird again, another guy here who was here in Utah for a while. I love that fucking book, and he was with my dad in the train. He's one of the last ones that stayed alive. He died of cancer. But I ain't folding fucking paper cranes. Fuck that shit. I mean, this arrogant fucker is all in nuclear. Hillary was running ads against him in the swing states. I didn't know this. How can we know? That's the political apparatus I find violent fucked up it is. The only people that give a fuck are the swing. All the money's going to go to the swing states. You're not a swing state, and very few states are swing states because they divide it up. Red pill, blue pill. They fall on for it. And the fucking blue pill's just as fucking toxic as the red pill. Oh, my false bravado in San Francisco. Look at me. Come on. I was in San Francisco, and these fucking, young fucking mamas like my daughters have got their kids. They say, oh, we're cosmopolitan. We're European. We're elitist. Really? They got their kids street. That's the big thing now. Take your kids in California, in San Francisco, and while the dog walkers are walking your dogs in the federally protected sanctuary under Golden Gate, which I'm one of the guys that fought for that, chasing the blue herons. I talked to Noah. Noah calls me. Noah calls me on that leopard still because John was out there rolling around by, and I told him, get the fuck away from that. I know better. And I put that video up. I'm glad I did. You can't fucking go touching these animals and get next to them. It's against the law. So they call me, And I'm like, okay, fuckheads, what about the fucking dog walkers chasing the fucking blue herons in the sanctuary right here? Isn't that your job? That's federal. Yeah, right, Kevin. Well, why don't you do something about that, fuckhead? I told him just like that. We know we got a problem then. Oh, no, the elitists. And so they have their dog walkers right. Then they go over to the fucking, now let's see, San Francisco Bay right there. Right off fucking Fisherman's Wharf where the bleachers are. And they swim their children in the bay naked. As the triathletes are swimming in there naked. Do you know how toxic that place is? You're talking the most toxic water in the history of humanity is San Francisco Harbor before Fukushima happened. Look, they used to fucking just dump their barrels right there, right off fucking Alcatraz. You know how much Raw sewage goes in there. The fucking, the boats, they've baited back in the fucking cruise line industry. You know you're a senior citizen, California now, 55, they think they're the new Florida. So the cruising line says, we'll leave Florida, we'll come back to California, and we'll dock if we can dump our fucking waste in the fucking harbors. We can flush it as we come in, which is against law in California. They changed the law, let them do it. So that's what these people are. I go talk to these women, I'm like, do you know about Fukushima? Oh, yeah. And that's child abuse. So the triathletes, we know, outside the line did that beautiful piece. Why are all the triathletes dying? A bunch of them are hospitals because they're training. That's what they do. They swim in that water. They train in fucking Moab, southern Utah, just like Barack Obama's mother. They're downwinders. Barack Obama is all 100% nuclear. Axelrod, nuclear industry, fucking Axelrod. He's got a price to pay. And Bill Clinton schooled him. Look, the nuclear industry has all the money, Barack. Didn't they prop you up? You come out of Skull and Crossbones for a reason. They found you at Occidental College when you was fucked up, changed your name, put you at Harvard Skull and Bones. And if you don't believe me, how much power fucking the University of Apparatus has now, I want you to look up her name. Her name, she goes by Sandy or Senator. That's not her real name. The COO of Facebook. She's on the board of directors of Walt Disney. She's on the board of directors of multiple boards. She's only in her 40s. She's straight out of, she's direct bloodlines. I mean, look her bloodlines up. Whoa. She's the Rothschild's granddaughter. She's hideous. One of the ugliest females you ever seen. You ought to see her face. She's got this nose on her. She's creepy. She's a billionaire. Her net worth's a couple $2 billion. Her real name's not Sandy. Okay? She's placed as the CEO of Facebook. We know Facebook runs the NSA. Facebook and Google, which you can't, that's why do you think I go all open in there? You know, I say, they think they can spy from you from outer space sideways. I mean, they can look inside through your computer, anything they want. They know everything about all of you, every one of you, which is, I mean, it's unbelievable. So I just throw it out there here so they can listen to me. Maybe the NSA can learn something from me because there are people too that die of cancer. I mean, it's unbelievable. So her husband, who's one of the richest men in the world, who, you know, the spy monkey fucker, who went to college with Barack Obama at fucking Skull and Bones at Harvard. One of them. He's in the club. These are the fucking rats that are running the world. Starting to fracture. It's a major story. 75 years anniversary of Trotsky today. Who's Trotsky? In Mexico. I mean, Stalin. I mean, the fucker put an axe to his head. I mean, unreal. So they did the same thing to him. So it's amazing. The second it happened, I'm like, this fucking story. His brother just finds him dead, laying in the gym in Four Seasons in the elite fucking thing. Four Seasons comes out. He says, no, he was never on our property. And you don't think Four Seasons, this elite fucking spot in Mexico, has incredible surveillance? They know for a fact he was never there. Never, didn't register in a fake name, didn't register whatever, what they do. He was never there. They come out and he was never here, never on our property. This is a major story. He's a young man and perfectly fucking healthy guy. Blow to the head. We know he took a blow to the head and was dead. That's coming from the Mexican fucking... the body's flown out. They cover up the whole fucking thing. The funeral, they canceled the board of directors meeting at Walt Disney. I mean, think about that. That evil fucking figures. I mean, you just think about it. You don't think this is a group of... And I love how these fuckers were paid to call it New World Order. Savage and all these fuckers are calling it, well, paid to do that. It was far-right dogma to drag you into the far right so they could just keep going. You know, the very people that are fucking against this are the guy that perpetuated this, globalism. The same people that will call it New Order will tell you that free trade is good for us. Them are the exact same people. The protectionism is a bad word, Hamilton, Jefferson, George Washington. They were paid to do it. There's nothing new about it. I will quote Edward Abbey again. It's old as Babylon and evil as hell. It's neo-feudalism. The East India Company is back. It's called Walmart. I mean, unbelievable. You know how many cheap Chinese... You could cure all this. Put a tariff at the port, you could cure it just like that. But you can't even have these conversations with people because they've eaten so much dogma, just like climate change. Fucking, the epic fucking throws one. You won't even mention it. The media here won't even ever mention it. They won't even talk about it. It's a toxic soup. There's dust blowing across Nevada and across the Great Salt Lake. That's where our storm... It was supposed to rain last Monday. The computer models all showed rain because it's, you know, the wind patterns blowing up across the fucking desert and it picks up this moisture and then it rains here on the Wasatch. Picks it up. No rain because there's no fucking water for it to pick up. It's going to be it already is. We're in these fucking lake beds are picking, you don't even know what this shit is. The Great Salt Lake's the lightest it's been in millions and millions and millions of years. You can walk to fucking Fremont. Antelope Island, they're going to have to probably fence it here pretty quick because the buffalo are out there. The biggest mule deer on earth are there. They'll be walking across into people's subdivisions across the mud looking for fucking water. The fresh springs are fucking drying up. The wells are drying up. I mean, the Moonbeamer comes out months ago and says, if this goes on for another year, we're going to have forced evacuation. But they won't talk about it. And everybody's in denial because tourism economy. Just like they won't talk about Fukushima, the CMA, the California Medical Association. Right to my face. They came out, we need data from Fukushima. Then they back off. Why did you back off? Because they're all doctors and the CMA knows it's our network, but we're sitting here on our own personal Ponzi scheme. Everybody in America has their own personal Ponzi scheme, one-man Ponzi scheme. It's a house of cards. It's called their house. Their property values. So what happens? That false sense of security on the property value. You borrow against it. You borrow against it. You borrow against it. Fuck! Oh, I'll just sell my house and move to fucking somewhere else. Okay, go ahead. You know, really, you're gonna leave your community? That's the thing. That's the abstract. There's the fracture of the community. We just buy a house, move wherever's cheaper. I mean, I meet lunatics all the time here. Well, I seen the real estate was so great, and they know nothing about here. They're not a part of the community, and then they come here and realize that they're 50, 60, 7-year-old children. They're not part of the community. They don't have any friends. They don't talk to anybody, and they realize what a lonely, fucked up life that is. Well, why don't you stay in your community? You know, it's like those fucking rats down there fucking tracking the elephant. I'm like, if you go back to Michigan and fucking raise your grandkids, stand here and drink fucking beer, you're not a part of the community. It's like a fucking high school fucking pom-pom cheerleader fucking club for fucking 70-year-olds. Why don't you fuckers grow up and act like human beings? Get some conscience and soul. But no, it's red pill, blue pill. They're not going to talk about it because these doctors all fucking, the medical institutes, you know, hey, my net worth on paper shows I'm worth $100 million. And 99.9 of it's tied up in real estate. My 6 houses. The facade so soon won't burn. And they keep that balance sheet is how they fucking borrow against it. Oh, look at my fucking made-up fake breast. I think Botox fucking 40-year younger fucking prostitute fucking, they're nothing but whores. I mean, they're worth that. What an insult to a whore. I mean, they're beyond, they're the most grotesque prostitutes in the history of mankind. One of my young daughters fucking gets all this fake plastic surgery, marries some guy 4 years. I would kill the old fucker dead. One. I mean, it's so fucking disgusting. And that's what they do. So she needs another car. She needs to keep up in the fucking club. Just fucking use the false fucking bravado equity. And then everybody goes along, and the mayors go along with it. The city, the police chief, oh, they fucking love it. More money, more money, more money. For nothing. They don't do anything. It's like flag waving. This country was anti-flag wave, just like they were anti-roll. There's no world that said. They would set foot in this country. They got killed. They didn't believe in inherited wealth. No inherited wealth. Bloodline, fuck that shit. I mean, it's amazing to me how everybody in this country goes along with this globalization. Oh, it's good for you. Seen the trade fucking... Since they signed NAFTA in 94, look it up. Look up the trade deficit. It's reeling. Look at how many hours of work. Look at the participation rate. They lie. I mean, this lying bullshit unemployment rate. You have to actively be on unemployment. They kicked everybody off unemployment. So you just go home and die. What is there, fucking 65 million people on food stamps? Do you think they want to be on food stamps? I mean, that's how poor this country's become. And the rest of them are sitting up in there, Mike Lee, in their... Look at Mike Lee, for instance. He runs for senator in the fucking Teabagger Revolt. Was all we know that was AstroTurf by the Koch brothers. We know for a fact. He runs on a fiscally responsible platform. As Teabagger Revolt beats that fucking old banker Bennett, who's head of the Senate Banking Committee, which anybody could have beat that fucker. I mean, that's how bad they were hated. It's all, and there's no elections here. It's all decided. Alito fucking, he was his head staffer. Alito was placed, BYU law, by Karl Rove. I mean, the Mormon Church meets inside the fucking the temple, and they make these decisions. Because no Democrat has a prayer in hell in there. It's one party, just like the rest of the country. One party, so they decide in their group. They don't have open primaries here for Republicans. So they decide. He's got this big house in Alpine. This big, ugly fucking facade piece of shit that he can't afford. He doesn't have any money. It's just a facade, what he's doing. You know, this whole thing with the attorney generals is buy here, pay here. He's involved in buy here, pay here's, which is the major industry here. Payday loans here. 580% interest rates is huge here. It's usury. And then they call themselves Christian, when Jesus Christ was the anti-usury guy. This is how insane these people are. His house never made a payment. While he's running. Now remember, this is why he's running. So his house info, he continues to live in the house, in the big house, to show his neighbors. He finally moves out of it, talks a buddy into his buying in the foreclosure so they can move back in it. This is all right in plain sight. No media report, right in plain sight. Why he's running. He gets elected, he's standing up, he sponsors a bill to cut food stamps, $11 a month. Wow. And he's telling everybody a bunch of welfare victims need to pull up your bootstraps. Why his house is being foreclosed on. It's foreclosed on in the state of Utah. His brother is on the Supreme Court. The Utah Supreme Court, his brother, his name Rex. So this is the same corrupt, shirtless, swallow, these corrupt attorney generals who have been arrested by the FBI, indicted on 13 and 12 different felony counts, and the FBI says themselves, the state courts won't do anything, the federal courts won't do anything when we have these cases on a silver platter. We have to do it ourselves. Go to their houses and raid them. They didn't let them just go walk. They perp walked their asses, and rightfully so. They're crooks. He was involved in that whole pay here. So he's running. So his house is foreclosed and it short sells. You know what a short sale is. So the difference in a short sale in Utah, you don't just walk away from that. The difference was $600,000. He paid $600,000 just like the rest. I'm paying things they know it's really worth. So the $600,000 becomes legal tender. These attorneys buy it up. This is the collection attorney capital of the world. University of Utah and BYU are both law schools. And these collection attorneys, scumbag rats, that's all they are. They're weasel scum. You want to talk the biggest scum in the world? Come to Utah and meet attorneys. You're talking weasel scum beating each other up, and none of them got any money because there's too many, and they're all weasel fucking no backbone scum. And so every last single one of them, and then they become judges. It's just an old boys fucking scumbag network of thievery. So that's legal tender. So they pick it up, and you can sue for them. And go. This is a United States city senator. Makes $175,000 a year plus perks. So you can garnish up to 50% of their wages. There's fucking $1,000 a year that you could pay back to that person. Oh, what happened? What happened? Now you think about this. This is a fiscally responsible fucking rat that he is. The phony, air-sprayed phony rat, liar. Me and him had it out face to face. His father died very young of leukemia. This is how sick this guy is. My father was a downwinder, Kevin. Oh, aren't you? He lied to me in public. This is a video. Lied to me. Told me he'd give me that was on a Friday. That Monday, he's holding up his buddy Ted Cruz on the floor. You buggers need to pull up your bootstraps. He got a bailout from J.P. Morgan. The bank bailout gave Mike Lee $600,000. So I'm like, Mike, I told his staff, and Mike right to his face at the lunch, and we're talking, and I'm sitting there, I says, Mike, and this county commissioner rat, who's my neighbor, who's standing right there, who's drained off the Delta, he's standing right there. I'm like, Mike, here's the math. I printed out how many years it takes to pay back at $200 a month. That's what 189 he cut it back to. That was his baby. That's his claim to fame. He cut food stamps $11 a month. He's going to fiscal respond. These are these insane motherfuckers. Why, he got $600,000. A taxpayer's fucking bank bailout money. And I'm like, here's how long it will take you to pay it $200 a month back. Who's the mooch? Who's the welfare victim? You're the mooch. Just like this corporate welfare case. His name's Kerry Gibson. He's a county commissioner. He's a corporate, $10 million in corporate welfare. We don't drink milk. The government subsidy on fucking what's going to the farmer, they're all corporate farmers, and none of them, they ride around in tractors and exploit illegal labor. And the government subsidy, do you know what the real price of milk would be in this country right now if you let it flow freely? Less than 50 cents a gallon. The United States government, you know how much they dump? They dump it right down the fucking drain, into the fucking system. But yet we continue to fucking perpetuate these dead-end businesses. The fucking things, and then they claim they're free marketers. They're insane, just like Greenspan saying he's a free market fucking guy. This is Greenspan, who falsely slashed the interest rate to zero for fucking, Alan Greenspan is the greatest fraud, greatest fucking terrorist. He used to walk around tugging on fucking Ayn Rand's fucking, he was an Ayn Rand groupie in Manhattan. An insane motherfucker, one of the ugliest. You ever seen him and his wife? And you know the story about his first, these are creepy fucking people. This guy's insane. He bowed, remember he slobbered on himself and talking what he thought was this incredible high IQ language, which was babbling bullshit. He was a free market fairy tale radical lunatic fucking liar, falsely stimulating the interest rate to zero when it should have been raising. A terrorist. Gutted this fucking country. Him and Reagan. We'll continue this on Tuesday. Fucking epic drought. You guys keep going in and out. Fuck live of us. Not me. I ain't living that way. Fuck that shit. Stay tuned. What a fucking masquerade party we got going on. Drink up your Kool-Aid. Eat some more dogma burgers. Dogma busting 101. I don't give a fuck if 3 people are listening. Doesn't matter. Stay on tuning.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Twin gate.